Hey guys, Megamet1254 here again. Welcome back to another video. I'm happy to be doing the normal videos again, guys. It has been a hot minute since we've done one of these. After all my editing has been completed, now I can finally come back and start working on the normal videos on the channel again. And I thought we'd start off with a bang to kind of come back to these videos, and what better way to do that than to rank every single season of the Walking Dead universe. This video is probably going to be a bit of a longer one, guys, so, yeah, enjoy. Alright, so we'll kind of move in the order of when these seasons were released. So, what I'm thinking is we'll just do it show by show and we'll just work our way down. Okay, so to start us off, The Walking Dead Season 1. Yeah, putting that in F tier. No, I'm just kidding, guys. That goes in S tier. That is objectively the best season of the Walking Dead universe right there. I think that season is just so amazing. The gritty realism of the apocalypse. The zombies are so scary. The character drama is so good. Frank Darabont literally freaking made a masterpiece work of art of a season here. I can't say I got any flaws with this season whatsoever. Rick Grimes' story, waking up in that hospital, going to look for his family. You got, like, Shane and his stuff with, like, him kind of slowly getting a little more, like, you know, crazy with the apocalypse going on and Rick, like, showing up. We get the introduction of Morgan Jones in that pilot. He's such a fire character, and yes, I like that character. Glenn is awesome in this season. Get the introduction of Daryl, which is one of the most iconic characters of entertainment at this point. What's not to love with this season? I think Season 1 of The Walking Dead is perfection. Okay, The Walking Dead Season 2. I will put this in high A tier, and the reason I would love to put this in S tier, guys, but the reason I gotta put it in A tier is due to 2A having some slow episodes that really don't progress the plot at all. Like, you got Secrets. 201 is kind of a slog with, like, them just standing around on the highway for, like, the whole episode, and they don't really do anything aside from looking for Sophia in the first half. 2A is not a bad half, though, keep in mind, guys. I just think that there's some things they could adjust with it. 2B, however, is a flawless half. 2B is my favorite half of The Walking Dead. Shane goes fully crazy. He's fully coming after Rick now. You've got the shootout at the bar with Randall's group. You've got the drama at an all-time high within the group. Rick is choosing whether to kill or not to kill. You got the brutal death of Dale, death of Shane. So many crazy moments, like the we're all infected. We've got the Ricktatorship coming in like full force now at the end of this season. Get a little tease of Michonne right at the end with the prison. Yeah, two is a dope season. It's just there's some stuff that could have been a little tweaked a little bit better. But nonetheless, really good season. Really fire season. Okay, Season 3. Where do I want to put Season 3? I'm gonna put Season 3 in high B tier. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. Fire season. Tons of crazy episodes. Governor is crazy. He's awesome. Merle is awesome this season. Got Morgan's return, the death of Lori, T-Dog, Merle's sacrifice and redemption. Michonne is a full-on character finally. She's doing her thing and frickin' so much good stuff. So much good stuff. But I don't like Andrea at all this season, guys. I think she's trash. She is a really bad character. The season ends on a bad note, and there is a few, like, episodes where I don't enjoy. Like, I think, like, 311 is bad, 316 is bad, 307's bad. Like, there are some bad episodes this season, where with the first two seasons, I couldn't say there were any bad episodes, per se. There were just weaker ones with, like, Season 2. Season 3, however, there are a few bad episodes, unfortunately, and I do have to acknowledge that. However, I will say, the highs of Season 3 outdo the other two seasons for me. Like, episodes like 315, 312, 304, crazy, crazy, crazy episodes with shocking twists, great scenes. Apologies, guys, my camera cut out there. As I was saying, though, Season 3, dope season. I would just tweak around a few episodes, maybe fix up, like, Andrea's character and stuff, and then, yeah, you're golden. Okay, Season 4. This one I would put in B tier as well. It's a solid season. I really like this season. But, like I said, with Season 3, I do have issues with it. Which, first off, being the flu arc, it feels like such a fucking waste of time. It just does not matter in the end, because the governor destroys the prison anyway. No major characters die during the flu arc. It feels like filler until the governor shows up, and I think that's my problem with it, is it's just filler until the prison gets destroyed. Where I feel like we could have done a Cold War type half instead. The governor's taking shots at our group, we're taking shots back at him, until it all comes down to the big climactic final battle. I think that would be cooler than, you know, Cold War, or, freaking flu arc and shit, right? And then 4B is a solid half as well, but they do something that is an annoying trend with The Walking Dead nowadays, where they gotta split everyone up, they split them all up, and they bottle off everyone into their own bottle episodes. And some bottle episodes are dope, some are good, some are bad, and some are just meh. Like, it's very hit or miss with the bottle episodes. Like, you got 411, which is a fantastic episode. I love that episode. But then you got episodes like Still, which are just draggy, boring, Beth's whining. 413, which is just Bob on the road with Maggie and Sasha. Like, not really too much plot progression at all. Like, you know what I mean, guys? Like, it's so inconsistent, the quality of that half. You got some high highs, but you got some low lows. And that's just Season 4 in general for me. Like, there's some really high highs with this season, guys. But then you also have some, like, really low lows. And it's really, like, I don't know. It feels like it isn't balanced out enough. Like, I feel like we keep getting dope episodes in this season, but then you'll also get some really bad ones, too, that break up the pace. Like, 405 is a crazy good episode, but then you jump into 406, which is a boring slog with just Governor walking around like Patchy the Pirate from frickin' SpongeBob. I don't know, guys. It's a good season, but I don't think we should have had a flu arc, and I don't think we should have had a bottled off, like, bottle episodes. Or if you're gonna do bottle episodes, make them good. Alright, Season 5 of the main show. This one, I'm so close to putting an S tier, guys. I want to so bad, but I gotta go A tier, and the reason why is the hospital arc. Straight up, take the hospital arc out, you got the best season of the show. I would call it better than Season 1, no joke. The Terminus arc is phenomenal. It is just so good. That that premiere is so fire. Like, with the action, the escape, like, all this craziness, the reveal of the cannibals, 502, 503, the end of Terminus, like, meeting Father Gabriel, Rick being an utter savage, like, that shit is so good. And I really think that the Alexandria stuff on the road plot is so good as well. I think it's a very underrated chunk of the show. I really think that it should be acknowledged more. People hate on that storyline for some reason. I'll never understand it. And then you got the middle chunk of the season, which is just the weirdest shit. Like, you're stuck in a hospital, it don't go anywhere. Tyrese dies in a slow, drawn-out episode. Beth gets shot in the head like a dumbass. The cops are terrible villains. Dawn is shit. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's very much... It's just a weird chunk of episodes. And it sucks, too, because it holds back the rest of this amazing season right here. I can say, though, Season 5 without that arc, and without Tyrese, like, being dragged out for a whole episode, yeah, you would have had the best season of the show. Alright, Season 6. Now, this one lived up to the hype, and actually put it over Season 1. Yeah, this season right here. Oh, man. I love Season 6 of The Walking Dead. It's one of my favorite seasons of TV. It's one of the most nostalgic seasons of anything for me because, well, it's my first season of the show. Like, actually, like, starting up And, like, watching live episodes, this was it right here. I started with No Way Out, and what a first, like, live episode to watch, you know? Like, what a great, phenomenal episode to start the show off with, like, watching week to week. And 6B was amazing. 6A was a fire half. The build-up to the Saviors was amazing. The zombie herd was terrifying. Negan coming in at the end and bashing heads in. Like, what a crazy, crazy season. Plus, we got Trevor from GTA coming in this season, guys. It don't get much crazier than that. Yeah, Season 6 also had the most peak cast of the show, too. You had Rick, Morgan, Daryl, Glenn, Maggie, Abraham, Carl, friggin' Michonne. Like, all these amazing characters that were leading the show at this point. And the villains were peak, too. Like, Negan, Simon, Dwight, like, the frickin' zombies come back as a threat, too. Like, oh, yeah, Season 6 is... It's my favorite season of The Walking Dead, without a doubt. Season 1 is objectively their best season, I'd say. But Season 6 is my favorite. I love Season 6 of The Walking Dead. Okay. Season 7. I wish I could say the same. I gotta put that in C tier. And it would be like a mid to low C tier, keep in mind. Now, this season... It has its highs, don't get me wrong. Negan is fire. I think Negan is amazing this season. Carl is at his best, I'd say. Carl is peak. Morgan is awesome, too, with the whole going back into his clear mode and killing Richard and, you know, the death of Benjamin, which triggers, the PTSD of Dwayne and all that. I love all that shit. And Simon, or, Trevor, as I like to call him, like, being a forefront villain, too, and him doing his thing. Negan's terrifying. Just feeling the wrath of the Saviors and feeling the impending doom of being under their rule. It's some of the best, most tense shit you could feel. Like, you really feel the urgency of the war, and you want them to go to war so bad. And in 7A, I love it. 7B, though, I feel like we should have gotten to that war. I do feel like we could have wrapped up the whole Negan arc in just Season 7, call me nuts. Like, 7A, you have the Saviors ruling over us all and march to war and all this. And then 7B, we go to war and we take the Saviors on and we take them down. That's personally what I think would have made Season 7 quite possibly even better than Season 6 if they played their card right. It's just... I feel like the season really drags its feet near the end. Like, 7B, I feel like we should not be still marching to war, dealing with junkyard people, Rick and Michonne going on a fetch quest like they're in high school, like they're a teenage couple. It's just, it was so weird to me, man. And there's a lot of episodes that just drag and don't go anywhere. Heath disappears in this season too. Like, he's just here for like 5 minutes and then he fucks off and we never see him again. Like, 7, it's pretty good. That's what I could say about it. It's not horrible. It ain't even, like, close to trash, but it has a lot of trash aspects, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, Season 7 for C tier. Okay, Season 8. Oh, man. I could go D tier, like, her... Oh, man, but Carl dying really makes me want to go F. I'll go D tier, but it's like just nudged in there, man. Like, I'm gonna be honest, guys, I don't like Season 8 of The Walking Dead. I think it's a bad season. Friggin', you got the death of Carl, which fucks up everything. It fucks up so much shit. You killed the legacy of the show right there, man, and it was just not a good idea to kill that character. Also, 8A is quite literally just the most whatever half of TV right there. It's so just... This is all it is. It's shooting. It's just shooting. Action. Shoot, 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 shoot. And it's not even, like, gripping, intense action. No, it's just, okay, shoot some guys. Move up to another spot. Shoot some guys. Alright, move up to another spot. Get through the outpost. We gotta shoot some more guys. And I remember by the end of it, I'm just like, what is this, Call of Duty? Like... And it's not even interactive, so it's boring. Like, who cares? Not to mention, you got Rick, who goes back to the junkyard people after the betrayal of Jadis in Season 7. Rick would not do this. Rick in season 5 would go back to the junkyard and slaughter them for even trying to betray him. And season 8, he's in his underpants fighting zombies, held captive by the junkyard people. And then they abandon him, and then he goes back again in 8B and tries again to work with them. No, it's not entertaining TV. Negan is side-shafted for Simon, which, keep in mind, Simon's a cool villain, but he shouldn't have been the main villain of this season. If you wanted to make Simon a big main villain, you should have given him the spotlight in 7, killed him off, and then Negan fully phases in 8, if you have to do that. And I don't even think Simon should have ever been the main villain, but that's a worst-case scenario. The war is lackluster. The final battle sucks. The reason for Rick sparing Negan makes no fucking sense. Maggie literally frickin' tries to plot against Rick at the end of the season in some super villain council meeting, like you'd think you're watching DC or Marvel. It's just not my season, guys. I'm sorry. You have minor things. Like, you've got Rick and Morgan frickin' teaming up in 814. You've got, like, Jared still causing issues. He's pretty good. Gregory's funny as always. But, Gabriel's just trapped the whole season. Eugene's being a dickhead. Rosita's being a bitch. She's barely doing anything. Michonne's missing screen time. Carl misses screen time and then dies. Daryl's an asshole. He's a big asshole this season. It just gets D tier, guys. I'm trying to be nice with D tier, though. I'm not gonna lie. It's just getting into D tier. All right. Now on to a fire season again. Yeah, season 9 crushes this season right here, and we're gonna put season 9 up in high B tier. Season 9 of The Walking Dead is one of the craziest seasons of the show. You have Rick Grimes' exit, which is the best episode of the show, objectively, I'd say. 905, the way they send him off, bringing John Bernthal back to reprise his role as Shane. Scott Wilson returns to play Herschel one last time, and you really feel the impact of Herschel's final scene, because Scott Wilson passed away not long before this episode aired, so it was almost like a final goodbye to his character and to the actor himself. It held such an emotional weight behind it. And then the time skip era was really cool. Frickin', we have the Whispers that come in. We get the Pikes. That crazy stuff. We have Daryl, who basically becomes the lead of the show, I'd say. Like, once Rick is gone, Daryl does lead in his absence, which Season 10 and Season 11, I'd say, solidify that Daryl does become the lead after Rick's departure. And like I said, guys, the reason that I can't put this in A tier is because there are inconsistencies I don't like. I don't like Omega. I don't like Scars. I think those flashback episodes are really bad. I think Daryl is still too much of a pain in the ass in 9A for my liking. Like in 904, when he takes him out and gets him pushed into the ditch, I'm like, okay, Daryl, what the fuck are you doing? There's like stuff that like really bugs me with 9 at times. Like the Highwaymen suck. Tara shouldn't have died. Call me nuts, guys. I think Tara had more to offer to the story. Henry's annoying. I think he's an annoying little brat. I would have just piked Rosita over Tara, to be honest. So, yeah, Season 9, is it bad or good? I would say it's still really good, yeah. Not even close to bad. But there are tweaks the season needed. Like, there are still some bad episodes, unfortunately. And, well, what can you do? Still a solid season, but, you know, could have been tweaked a little more. Alright. Season 10. I gotta go C tier. I know that sounds crazy, guys, but hear me out on it, alright? Fucking, that season, man, I've been rewatching that recently, and it's not that great, man. Like, you do have solid episodes, like Stalker, Open Your Eyes, you know, frickin', Certain Doom. You got some crazy episodes in there, but I'm telling you guys, this season has some bad fucking episodes, some really bad ones. 1002, 1003, 1004, 1008, 1009. So many episodes. 1012. Yes, guys, I know that sounds crazy that I don't like 1012, But I urge you, if you haven't seen that episode in a while, give it a rewatch, guys. It's frustrating, that episode. The battle's cut off short. Negan genuinely doesn't want to kill Alpha. He has, like, romantic feelings for her, which is just weird as fuck. Like, why would Negan have romantic feelings for a child killer? It makes no fucking sense. And the Whispers feel very dumbed down from Season 9. Except for Beta and of Dante, of course. Beta and Dante are fire villains, and they straight up carry the season for a lot of it. Like, Dante is scary. His reveal of being like a spy within the walls and all that is really dope. I just think that they could have executed Alpha more. Gamma could have been, like, better. Lydia picking fights behind the walls just wasn't for me really either. Like, I know they start it, but then she carves up a dead animal and gets herself beat up. Like, I don't know, guys. There's good stuff. There is. And then the COVID episodes, too. Like, you got to take those into account, which those are so mid because you have, like, episodes like 22, 17, and 19, which are dope. But then you got 18, 20, and 21, which are either boring, bad, or just nothing at all. It's like, there are good episodes this season, but there's a lot of bad ones, guys, and it can't be excused. The season's painfully mid, and that's why it's in C tier. And yes, call me nuts, I prefer Season 7 over Season 10 nowadays. Negan's a better villain than Alpha. Rick is still dope in 7. Morgan's awesome. Carl's peak. 7's better than 10 nowadays. Alright, Season 11. This season, I will put in... Oh. This is actually tough. I'm going to go B or A tier. I'll go A tier. Low A tier, though, and this is why. Okay. Everything about this season, for the most part, is really dope. I think the Reapers are a dope group of villains. And yes, frickin' Pope and Leah aside here, I think the group itself is cool. I like the idea of, like, these psycho, like, creepy, like, masked people hunting our group down in the woods. You have, like, Carver, which, you know, is I'd say he's a good villain. I'd say he's pretty dope. Like, he corners our characters in the hallway, beats the crap out of them, only for Negan to come in and save the day, which is awesome. You got Toby, which is cool, with the Commonwealth there. And then, you got the return of Rick fucking Grimes at the end. I don't know. This season had some high highs. It had some really high highs. But the reason I can't put it in S tier is for two things. One, the butchering of Lance Hornsby in 11C is awful. They took a character that I genuinely was really interested in and really enjoying, and you could have done so much shit with him, like CRM tie-ins, like he's a CRM spy, maybe he's even working for General Beale personally, like, oh man, that would have been so good. But then you also have, like, you know, his 11B arc, which is pretty good, is pretty good, but where does it go? It goes to crap, and that's why I, like, can't say I really enjoy Lance too much. Apologies again, guys, my camera keeps insisting on cutting out. Yeah, as I was saying, Season 11, it's a dope season, but it needed tweaks, and a big one was the villains, as I was saying. I don't like the villains this season at all, for the most part, aside from, like, a few small ones. Frickin' Pamela sucks, Leah's trash, Pope's trash, you know, like, and these are our final villains of the show, guys. These are our final villains, and they suck. Pamela as the final villain of the show is a terrible idea. It should have been Lance. It should have been Lance, I'm telling you. He would have been a dope villain. Negan is underused this season. He pops off, like, in 11B and barely does anything that half. 11C, he's back, but, like, he don't do much either other than be a prisoner, and, like, I don't know. He's alright in that half for me. Daryl's awesome as usual. You know, Carol is pretty good. Maggie's cool. You know, our Rosita's at her best. I could give this season that. Rosita's peak. Like, she's actually has her best season here. And her death is very well shot and very well executed, I'd say. And then Rick Grimes returning is amazing. Although, I got a flaw with that as well. I don't like the cliffhanger ending. I don't think that a main product of your franchise should be ending on a cliffhanger. Now, if a spin-off ends on a cliffhanger, like Fear the Walking Dead or what have you, who gives a fuck? It's a spin-off. You've watched the main product first, I'd assume. But with your main product, you should never end it on a cliffhanger. Because for those people that started with The Walking Dead before anything else, They should have got a satisfying conclusion to the show that they started with. Not been bait and switched to be manipulated into watching more spin-offs down the line. I just don't like the idea of that whatsoever. Although, like I said, I could kind of let it pass because I do enjoy Rick's return. It just shouldn't have been the final scene of the show, him sitting as a hostage. I don't know. Something about that rubbed me the wrong way. Although, seeing Rick again was fire. Season 11, it's a really good season. There just need to be some tweaks, and it could have been one of the better, like, you know, the best ones. Oh boy. Okay. We've made it through the main Walking Dead, stuff here. And what can I say about the show overall? Very good show. Lots of amazing episodes of TV, lots of amazing characters, some peak TV moments. There's just some seasons that are a little more iffier than the other ones, and then there's one season that is just not that good. Now, okay, Fear the Walking Dead, guys. I promise you this, though, this isn't going to be as nice as the Walking Dead rankings. So let's get into it. Fear the Walking Dead, Season 1. I got C tier for it. I think it's a pretty good season. Although, expand on the Outbreak more. Give us more episodes, too, I'd say. Let us, you know, explore more of LA, I'd say. Because, like, I hated that episode of just the dog where we're sitting in the house the whole episode. And then, I don't know. And the reason I say explore more of LA, I'll explain more in Season 2. But, yeah, friggin' Season 1, it's a pretty good season. There are some characters I really enjoy. Like, Nick is awesome. I think Travis is cool. Friggin' Victor's cool. Friggin' Daniel's pretty good. Madison's good for what she has. Alicia I kind of find annoying in this season. So yeah, there's some pretty good stuff. It's a pretty good season. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I don't think it's amazing by any stretch. I don't think it's horrible either. It's just there. Like, if I'm sitting there and I'm like, just watch some TV. I could see myself putting it on an off day. It's pretty good. Okay. I don't want to piss people off with this, but I'm sorry. I have to do this. I hate Season 2 of Fear the Walking Dead. I think it's one of the worst seasons of a show I've ever watched. That season is on the water, bullcrap, pirates suck, Celia's annoying, Daniel fake out, Nick just leaving his family and walking around doing nothing. It's so boring. You get the introduction of boring Luciana. Marco is such a boring villain who don't do nothing. Like, he's barely around. He's actually forgettable, I'd say, too. The hotel group is annoying. They're causing problems. You have a Victor fake out right after the fucking Daniel fake out. A few episodes later, you have so many annoying inconsistencies where, like, Alicia frickin' leads pirates right to the group. She gives them the location, basically sells our group right over to them. Friggin', you have a whole episode where you spend time with a family that doesn't go anywhere. Now, if they brought the kid with them, or the older brother went with them too, then I could say, okay, we gained some plot progression here. We gained some new characters. This will be cool. No, nothing happens. The family dies. The brother stays behind. The older brother stays behind, and we never see them again. We never see them again. It's such a waste of potential, I'd say. And then you have Alex that comes in from the Flight 462 miniseries that is just a jerk-off that freaking don't do nothing. She's, like, hanging out with Connor and his pirates. She's a bitch, and then she don't go anywhere either. She don't even die. Jack just freaking stands around and does nothing. He's, like, simping for Alicia. She leaves him. We never see him again. I don't know, guys. Chris is, like, annoying. Travis, I'll actually say, is good, though. I enjoy him, like, when he beats down Brandon and Derek. That's one of my favorite moments of Fear the Walking Dead. So, good job. You got a scene out of 15 fucking episodes. I don't know, guys. I am sorry if you wanted this season higher on the tier list, but this season ain't for me. It's just not for me. Okay, now, Season 3. Yeah, A tier. I love Season 3 of Fear the Walking Dead. I think it's a very solid season. I love the whole Native Americans trying to take their land back approach. Friggin' the Otto family is a really dope group. The Broca, I think it's Brokejaw Ranch. Friggin' that community is really cool. I love the concept of, like, a ranch community with like freaking natives trying to clear the land and take our characters off of the ranch. I think it's a really cool concept. Troy Otto is my favorite Fear the Walking Dead original character. He is so complex and so well written, and I think that friggin' he is easily the best character of Fear. I would actually put him in a top 10 Walking Dead universe villains too. He's a very solid character. Nick is awesome. Madison's good this season as well. Victor is still pulling his schemes. He's really good. Freaking Kawataka is terrifying in the first half of the season. Scalping people, letting crows eat people's brains. It's almost like The Walking Dead goes back to its horror roots, and that is something that I really love to see with this season. Now, friggin' for the flaws, because otherwise I'd put this in S tier. A problem I have with this season, guys, is the death of Travis. I think it's very out of nowhere and very random and rushed. Death of Troy is weird as well, like him just getting his head cracked out of nowhere, and then, well, we'll talk about where that goes later on in this list. Yeah, Nick is good, though, still. Fucking, I don't know, though, guys. Like, fucking, there's, like, some things I would switch around, but overall, it's a very solid season. It's very good, and I'd say it's, without a doubt, it's the best season of Fear the Walking Dead. I know that damn much. Okay. Season 4. Okay, back to Shitsville. Telling you guys, John Dory keeps this out of F tier. D tier for John Dory. And 401. 401 is a dope episode. I think 401's a very solid effort. It feels like a true crossover event, getting to see Rick Grimes, Carol, Jesus, Morgan actually, like, crossing over. Like, it feels like a major crossover event, and that's what I like about it. It's about all I got that I could say nice about it, though. Yeah, Madison's fake-out death, ridiculous. Nick's death should have been handled better. The back half is absolute trash. Utter trash. 4B of Fear the Walking Dead is some of the worst TV I've ever seen and witnessed in my entire life. I'm not even joking, guys. 4B of Fear the Walking Dead is brutal. It's grueling, and I cannot stand that half. I cannot stand it, and I'll never watch it again. 4A, you do have occasional things about it that I like. I think 401's good. 403 is good up until Nick fucking gets freaking killed off. 405 is a nice slow episode with John and June, but that's really all about all you got, you know? Like, fucking, there's some aspects that I like, but, like, man, John Dory is partially the only reason that shit ain't an F tier. And that first episode. Okay, season 5. Oh, man. This season does have a better start than 4 with the first few, but it also has some ridiculous moments too, man. But it ain't better than season 8 of Walking Dead. Yeah, I'll settle for the middle here. It's alright, that season. It's got some moments I like fucking... What? Like, Morgan's pretty cool. Dwight's introduction I like the shootout. I do like the San Antonio split. Morgan referencing his son is cool in fucking 510. That's pretty cool. Grace is an alright character, like, in this season. I'd say she's pretty good in this season. Later on, oh boy, we'll get to that. Yeah, it's an alright season. John's good as always. Dwight is awesome. Friggin' Logan is an alright threat, I guess. I don't know, he ain't trash, but we're not supposed to agree with him either, and I do agree with Logan over Morgan, so that's a problem, I'd say, because why am I agreeing with the villain? Yeah, I don't know, guys. Ginny is terrible, though. Morgan's fake-out is trash. Yeah, Season 5 of Fear, man. There is aspects that are pretty good, but, like, there's a lot of trash. And in particular, those flippin' camera episodes, man. The death of Tom was hilarious in, like, a bad way. Yeah, no. Season 5 of Fear. It's just getting out of F tier with a few exceptions. Okay, Season 6 of Fear. Phew, boy. I can only give this C tier. Now, hear me out, guys. It is a solid season. It has solid moments. Like, 601 to 604? Shit, man. That's some good fucking TV right there. 611 is very good. 613, very good. You know, there are episodes that are very good. 605, very good. Frickin', but you still have episodes like 608. 610, 615, 616, 612. All those episodes I think are fucking ridiculous. Ginny is not intimidating whatsoever. Her group is not intimidating whatsoever. Teddy is pretty good. Like, he's funny, but, like, he should have gone on longer, I'd say. The end as the beginning as a whole was a waste of potential, I'd say. Because, sure, do they nuke an entire fucking state? Yeah, if they get what they want, but then we waste the whole group after. It's like, okay, like, they're gone. What, like, that's just it? Like, there's nothing else to it? Like, I don't know, guys. That was weird to me. Riley dying and Teddy dying, both of them. Raleigh's flip is just weird as well. Like, him just being the one who was fucking with our group in 610 is weird. Morgan is fire in the first half, but then he goes back to his usual Fear the Walking Dead ways. Fucking, and like, from season 5. I don't know, man. Like, friggin'. It's a pretty good season, but no way in hell is it going over any main show seasons, like in B tier or A tier. Even, like, C tier, I would take a lot of them Walking Dead seasons over Fear Season 6. Okay, Fear Season 7. No. Utter trash. Utter trash. It's a complete waste of time. It's a terrible fucking season. Radiation is piss fucking ugly. Alicia's a butthead annoying. Frickin' Morgan and frickin' Strand are button heads every 2 seconds. It's the war don't go anywhere. 715 of Fear the Walking Dead is one of the worst episodes of anything I've ever had the displeasure of sitting through. What a terrible season, guys. Radiation is trash. The visuals are trash. The characters are all mostly trash. No, it's not a good season at all. I can't even put that in D tier. I'm sorry. Season 8 of Fear. Okay, for 8A only, because obviously 8B at the time of filming this video, 8B is not released yet. I'll put it in D tier. It's like just season 4 quality, and the only thing that keeps it out of F tier is Morgan going to go find Rick Grimes. That's one of the best scenes of Fear the Walking Dead right there. And I do think 804 is a pretty good episode, but that's really all you got from me. I think Padre is a trash villain group. Shrike and Crane are utter garbage. Odessa is a trash right-hand man type villain. Madison is pretty good, I guess. I don't know, guys. I can't really say much about this season. It's so just painful. Freaking Mo is utterly annoying. Fucking Grace, freaking having a whole episode being dragged out like Tyrese is annoying. 805 of Fear is basically 509 of Walking Dead, but even worse, arguably. They actually took 509 and they made it even worse. So yeah, guys, I'm sorry. Freaking Season 8 of Fear, it gets D tier, and that's just being nice, too. Like, I could put that in F tier if I really wanted to. World Beyond Season 1, though, yeah, no excusing it. It gets F tier. Kids are annoying. I think that the CRM is very misused. I think Kublek is a terrible main antagonist. Friggin' Huck is a terrible, like, twist reveal type villain. I don't know. Like, it's just not my... It ain't my show at all, guys. And I know there's people out there that like World Beyond. And look, if you guys like World Beyond, to each their own. I'm not judging anybody here. Heck, if you like Fear Season 7 and stuff, like, to each their own. You know, this is just my opinion at the end of the day, and I don't like World Beyond, man. I don't even like the second season, which, yeah, speaking of that second season, it's just a waste of time at the end of the day for me, guys. The CRM is just no good. Hope and Iris are annoying. The kids just, they don't do it for me, man. Like, Silas was being built up to be like a psycho serial killer, but then they just don't go anywhere with it. I don't know, man. Like, fucking... It is better than Season 1, Season 2, but, like, not by much. It's just nudging in there. Freaking, at least they ended it decently with, like, the death of Hawk and, like, Jadis being a pretty good villain. Although, I don't like the wasting of what they done with Barca. Like, Barca in Season 1 actually could have went somewhere pretty cool. I actually kind of like the whole CRM soldier that kind of defies their orders. And, like, we see he's not really for what they do. And then Season 2, nope, dead. He's a zombie. Yep, he's dead. I was like, okay, whatever. Wasted a pretty good character there, but whatever. Friggin', yeah, I don't know, guys. World Beyond is just not my show. At all. Tales of the Walking Dead. Put that in F tier. Now, look, I like Terry Crews. I think he is a friggin' phenomenal actor. One of my favorites. Friggin', he's in those funny old Spice commercials. He's dope on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like, Terry Crews is a funny-ass dude. But friggin', his episode don't save this fucking train wreck. Not in the slightest. Friggin', episode 2, trash. Episode 3 contradicts everything that Walking Dead sets up for Alpha. Episode 4, lullaby. Episode 5, from what I've seen of it, literally looks fucking ridiculous. It looks ridiculous. And I will probably never sit through that episode fully. Episode 6 is literally a haunting episode, and it don't go anywhere. It's stupid. It makes no sense, and it breaks the lore of the Walking Dead universe, that friggin' finale of Tales. And Terry Crews episode is pretty good, guys, and people would be like, okay, it should go in D tier then if there's a pretty good episode. But that episode has some really awful aspects. There's a goat left outside, but like with a note on it saying, oh, hey, I took your bike. It's like, who does that in the apocalypse? Like, who goes out of their way to find a goat, write a note on it, and then leave with the bike? Also, fucking Sandra is like an online dating disaster type villain. Like, that's all it is, and she like drugs Joe by feeding him brownies, and then they leave the bunker just after she's dead. No. Gina and Blair's torture. Like, I don't know, guys. This season is ridiculous, aside from some funny Terry Crews scenes, and that's really all you got. Okay, Dead City. Another fail from The Walking Dead, which is what an idiot would say. I'm actually, call me nuts, guys, S tier. I love The Walking Dead Dead City. It's one of their best seasons they've ever made. Negan and Maggie are absolutely at their peak in this show, guys. I'm telling you, give it a watch if you haven't. Dead City takes the Walking Dead spin-off formula. And I know, guys, that Walking Dead has put out some really bad spin-offs, and there's a bad taste in people's mouths. But I'm telling you guys, if you have not seen Dead City, give it a watch. It is so good. I won't even be discussing spoilers much for it here, because I do want to let people who haven't seen that show go in blind. All I'll say about it is Negan is phenomenal. Maggie's great. We got a new villain named the Croat who's phenomenal. New character named Armstrong, who is just an amazing character. So many amazing new characters added in to this show. And our old characters that are already from The Walking Dead that are here are amazing too. I think Dead City takes us back to what The Walking Dead used to be. Character drama, scary zombies, beautiful apocalyptic set pieces. It feels real. The dialogue feels like real people are talking. Like, they brought us back to what Walking Dead used to be. And that is why Dead City is absolute peak TV for The Walking Dead. Alright, guys, that is going to be it for this tier list here. Let me know down in the comments if you guys agreed. I'd love to hear, like, if you guys, like, disagree or agree, or what order your tier list would go, or how you would rank all these seasons. And, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, guys. I do want to make more tier lists and more normal videos again soon, like reviews and whatnot, which, there'll be a little announcement I have coming in the, coming weeks here about that. Friggin', I'm gonna be, you know, going, making something pretty cool. And yeah, with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this tier list, and well, yeah, we'll see you in the next one.